Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and in this new video, as you can see guys, we are going to configure some VLANs. We're going to do some VTP and also some STP modes like RPVST plus. We're not going to use VLAPVST. We are going also to configure PortFast, BPDU guard, and we are not going to do Pagp here, but we are going to configure LACP 802.1x, which is radius and TACX, but we are only going to configure TACX, and also some DHCP snooping at the end, and that's going to be on the second video because this is going to be way too long, and I don't want to do it that long for you guys, okay? So you guys don't get bored and sleep on me. So first of all, as you can see here, my topology already cable in. Let me see if I don't remember if I put the IP addresses. I have not put the IP addresses. So let's go ahead and do that. 10.1.1.2, and let's do that 255.255.255.0. Oops, what do you mean that's one? Oh, of course it is. 10.1.1.2, 255.255.255.0. This one's going to be 10.1.1.1. Okay. DNS, we're going to leave it like that. We're not going to use DNS server on this side. So what we want to do is we want to configure, let's see. Oh yeah, we are going to configure Pagp. That's fine. Let's do it like that. So we are going to configure Pagp and two LACP ether channels, and ether channels are um, physical physical ports or working together as one logical interfaces. Okay. And if you have not seen my video on ether channels, I suggest you to go ahead and take a look at those. I have a couple already of those on YouTube, and they're really good. And we are also going to configure a router on this side, which is going to be running DHCP, and the address that we're going to use for that is going to be 10.1.1.1, which is the default for this one. So let's see what we're going to start with. Let's start by configuring VLANs and VTP. So I want to create, this is going to be switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. This one's going to be the VTP server. So we're also going to configure VTP. So first of all, let's configure this switch 2 and switch 3 as clients first of all, right? Let's make those clients enable config T. This looks a little bit small, so let's make this bigger for you guys. I know some of you cannot see it. I'm not going to say that they are blind because I am blind. Font for the CLI. Let's make it 12. That should be good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks better, right guys? Now let's make it a little bit better just because we can. Sorry for that. Wasting time. 14 should be good. There we go. 14 is good. So here, let's first of all, host name, switch 2, and VTP mode, client, VTP domain is going to just call it Cisco. That's good. Let's do the same on switch 3. This goes to the CLI. Let's enable that. Config T, VTP mode, client, VTP domain, Cisco. Now let's configure this one. This one is going to be the server, and as you know, the switches come on their server as default, so we don't have to configure this. You don't have to configure the mode, just the domain. So VTP domain Cisco. So let's go ahead and create those VLANs. Let's do, no, we're not going to exit, so VLAN, just VLAN 10, simple like that. Now we can exit out of that. And now we have to configure fast Ethernet 10 and 13 as trunks, and let's also put on that group channel 1, and we are going to use Pagp for that one. So interface range 10 to 13, right? Yep, 10 to 13. There it is. And now we are going to first of all make those trunks. Trunk, and now switch port, trunk, allow, VLAN 1 and 10. I believe I only made 10. Yep, 1 and 10. That's good. And now let's make this a channel group. And the channel group 1 mode. The mode for Pagp is going to be auto first. That's good. Now let's do the same on switch. And switch 2. Let's also hostname switch 1. Okay. Let's go to this side. Let's do a spaces here. Let's do the same. Switch mode, trunk, switch mode, trunk, allow, VLAN 1 and 10. And now we can do that channel group. And this is going to add that EtherChannel, right? In mode. We did auto on the other one, so we can do desirable. There it is. Now these interfaces are going to act, or these 4 interfaces are going to be combined and are going to be used as one logical interface. So right here, this is only going to be seen as one logical interface, even though there are 4 physical interfaces, correct? So that's good right here. Also, let's configure rapid PVST so it can converge faster. So explanatory mode rapid PVST. Let's do the same on all the other switches. Exit, paste. So the same on switch 3. Paste. That's good. And now let's verify that this is working. And we can just do exit, show EtherChannel summary. And here it is. You can see that 10, 11, 12, and 13 is on port channel 1. And it's just one logical interface. And you can also do a show IP interface brief. And you can see it here. Port channel 1 is up and up. Correct. And let me see. And it's also using Pagp. When you do a show EtherChannel summary, you can see what protocol is running. And it's Pagp, which is the one that we wanted to configure in this one. So that's good. Now let's go ahead and configure this one to use LACP. T, interface range, paste. We can just go ahead and copy that. So we can do it on switch 3. And we're going to do the same. Switch more, trunk, switch port, trunk, allow, VLAN 1 and 10. And now channel group to create that channel group 3, I believe that's what I call it. Let's see. Yep, number 3. Channel group 3 mode, and this one is going to be active. Right, active, so we can create that LACP. So that's good. We can just exit out of here for now. And let's go to switch port 3, or the switch number 3. Paste that there. Switch port mode, trunk, switch port, trunk, allow, VLAN 1 and 10. And now they create the, let's go ahead and create the EtherChannel 3 mode, and then passive. Right, and passive is going to create that EtherChannel to be LACP, since we created the other one to be as active. And we can verify that by exit and then show EtherChannel summary. Here it is, running as LACP, and those are the channels that are configured. We can also do the same on switch. We do host name for this one as 3, and let's run that summary on the other one. This one should have 2 now, right? Because it should have that LACP and also that Pagp that we configure first. And there you go, it is working correctly. So now let's go to switch number 3, and let's do the same to, and let's create the channel group 2, right? Paste it there. We can use it interface range, switch port mode trunk, then switch port trunk allow VLAN 1 and 10. That's good. No, let's create that EtherChannel group, and this is 2 mode. Let's set this up as active, right? Because active, I'm going to show you active is LACP. So active, that's good. Let's end, and now let's go to this side and do the same to this side. Interface range, paste those interfaces. Switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk allow VLAN 1 and 10. Let's end it. Show EtherChannel summary. There we go. This is on switch 1. So switch 1. Did I not create that? Oops, I forgot to do it. So let's go ahead and do that. I was way ahead of myself. Config, paste. Now channel group 2 mode passive. I believe it's passive. Let's take a look. And there it is for LACP is passive. And that's good. And that show EtherChannel summary. Here you go, Pagp and LACP. So that's good. So we have configured our EtherChannels, right? Using Pagp, LACP, and LACP on this side too. So let's see if we now have those VLANs that we created. We can do a show VLAN. Here we go. We have 1 and 10. That's good. We should have 1 and 10 here as well, since it is a client. Show VLAN 1 and 10 as well. And what we could do is, if we configure another VLAN, it's not going to send it because it's going to block it, since the trunk links are not going to allow it, right? So if we do a config terminal, and we do a VLAN 1020, I don't think it's going to send it. Let's see if it's going to send it. Show VLAN. Oh, it is sending it. Okay, so I thought it was going to block it because it was not allowing the trunk link, but it is allowing it. Okay. If you know why it is allowing it, can you just leave me a comment on the video below so I know why it is sending it, please? Okay. So now what do we have to do next? Let me see. We did VLANs, BTP, rapid PVST. Now what we could do is just set up those PortFast and BPDU guard. So we can go ahead and go to switch 3, and also do it on switch 1. So let's go ahead and do it on switch 1 first. And we have to do it on fast Ethernet 01. Config terminal, interface, fast Ethernet 0/1, and then spanning tree, PortFast. Then spanning tree, again, BPDU guard. Let's enable that. And what this does is, it when the interface goes down and it wants to go up, it goes up faster because it skips that those stages of spanning tree that goes from, if I remember clearly, it goes from blocking listening learning and then forward. So what it does is that it goes straight to forward and skip those spanning tree, right, port status. And what BPDU guard is, this is a security measurement. What it does is it blocks any BPDU packets that are sent, because BPDU packets are only supposed to be sent between switches. So if you don't want to switch on that interface, you can go ahead and configure that BPDU guard, correct? And if you go ahead and plug in a switch, if a hacker comes in and trying to hack your topology or your network and plug a switch in, what it's going to do is going to disable that interface, so they cannot do anything with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch 3 and let's enable interface 1 through 5. Okay, let's go ahead and do a let's see what we're going to do. Config terminal, and on here, let's see something. Let's see what I did here. Okay, so what we could do on this one is interface range, paste that there, spanning tree, PortFast, and then spanning tree, BPDU guard enable. That's good. For now, this should be good. So we did PortFast, BPDU guard, and those ether channels. So what we have now is do that TACAX server. So we can go right here and let's services, let's configure AAA, and we are not going to do radius, we're going to do TACAX, and the client IP, the only one that I want to remote in, let's see, we are going to just remote in to switch 2, right? So let's go ahead and do the client is IP. So we have to configure also an IP on that one. So 1.1.1.1.3. Client name is going to be switch 2. The secret is Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add that. Attack us. And now a username is going to be Ascor and password Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's create a new password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's good. That's added. So now what we have to do is let's configure we have to first let's go ahead and allow VLAN 20. I'm going to use VLAN 20 as the one that we're going to be able to telnet to this switch, which was, let me put it right here, sorry, right here. So the IP address is going to be 10.1.1.3, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Exit out of here, VLAN, let's do interface VLAN 20, okay, and then IP address 10.1.1.3, 255.255.255.0. Made an error over here. There it is. Now shut down. And now what I want to do is I want to allow that VLAN 20, because let me see if we are able to ping VLAN. Let's see if we are able to ping. We should be able to ping it. So go ping, paste. There it is. So we are able to reply to it. Let's see if we create, because it's getting VLAN 20. So let's see. Let's configure that interface here too. Interface VLAN 20 IP address 10.1.1.4 for this one. Now shut down. Let's see, let's end it. See if we're able to ping 10.1.1.3. and it's not able to ping it. So let's go ahead if we allow that. If we allow that IP address over that trunk, let's see if it's going to let us do that. If we go to config interface or config terminal, sorry, config terminal, interface port channel 1, switchboard, trunk, allow, let's say VLAN 1, 10, and 20. Alright, so we could do the same to this side. Exit, port, oh, that's not it. Let's go to interface, port channel 1, switch port, trunk, allow, VLAN 10 and 20. Let's end it. Let's see if we're able to ping 10.1.1.4. And then I'm still not able to ping that interface. It's not. Let's see, did I configure that correctly? Let's go to N, show VLAN. Okay, show IP interface brief. See interface VLAN 20 is up and up. This is the IP address that it has. Let's do the same here and see what's up on this side. So let's do a copy, run, start. Let's save it and then let's just reboot everything. Because sometimes we have to do that on packet traces so everything can start working again. And paste, copy, run, start. And let's go ahead and power cycle all devices. And I'm going to pause this. Hello, and as you can see, let's go back. All the devices are up. All I did was power cycle the devices, so I turn it off and turn it back on. So let's go ahead and enable. Let's see if we're able to ping 10.1.1.4. Here it is, we're able to ping that now. Let's see if we're able to ping 10.1.1.3. Enable, ping 10.1.1.3. Here it is, so we are able to ping each other. So just, if it's not working, just save your configuration and power cycle the devices. And let's go ahead and put that as 4. So that's good. So now what we're going to do is configure that 802.1x. Okay, so config terminal. Let's create a AAA new model. It's not recognizing AAA. So the switches are now recognizing AAA. So we're going to have to configure AAA on router 1, and then we are going to, let's go ahead and configure on that router. Let's go ahead first and configure that router first. Sorry for that. And in this router, we are going to configure this interface and also configure DHCP, and we are going to exclude 1, 2, 4 because we use 1, 2, 3, and 4 IP addresses. We're not going to use that switch 3, although we can or we should, because we have to, if we want to remote in, we will have to configure, even though we can just cancel to it. So that should be fine. Let's just leave it like that for now. Let's go to the router, make this bigger so you guys can see. And let's first enable config T, and let's make the router 1, or hostname router 1, right? And now on this router, yeah, so we are able to configure that AAA on the router. AAA is going to be take care of that. So exclude IP address. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go ahead and go here. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. I'm sorry, fast Ethernet. It's a gigabit interface. IP address 10.1.1.1, 255.255.255.0. Now shut it. And now exit. IP DHCP and pool. We're going to go. Let's first do exclude address 10.1.1.1 and then through 10.1.1.4. We can just do 5. So we can save another IP address if we want to add it to switch 3. But let's leave it like this. That's good. Now IP DHCP pool. We're going to call it Cisco. And then here the network is going to be 10.1.1.0, 255.255.0. Default router is going to be 10.1.1.1. Yep, that looks good. Okay, let's see it like that. And now what we could do is, let's see if those exit, these computers are able to get that IP address. There we go. The first one was .6 because we excluded 10.1.1 through 10.1.1.5. Let's go here. This one should be able to get number 7. Good. Then this one's going to get number 8. Good. This one's going to get number 9, and the last one is going to get the IP address of number 10. And here we go. So now everything is working. So now let's configure the TACA server so we can remote in and configure it. So AAA, no matter, AAA again, authentication. And then we are going to enable login, right? And then we're going to leave this default. And we're going to do a group, and the group is going to be TACAS plus. That's good. And now we have to do a TACAS server host, and the host is 10.1.1.2. That's where it's hosting. Everything is on this server, correct? And now the key that we put in with Cisco 123.456. Okay, so that's good. So now if you want to telnet to that server, what we could do is line VTY, not TTY, line VTY 0 to 4. Let's enable that login, and then authentication is default. So now this one, I'm just telling it to use authentication, right? To use that TACA server to authenticate when we want to telnet to this switch. So let's go ahead and try, or even we can also do a console. So let's do console 0 and then login and authentication default, right? So if we end it and exit out of here, we have to use that username asker, and then the password is 123.456, right? Asker 123.456. It says it is invalid. So let's say what was it that we configure here? Services AAA asker 123.456. 123 asker, and it's not taking it. Let's see why. Asker 123.456. Asker. Okay, so this is the login is not working here. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go back here. AAA services. Okay, we have to edit this to go to 1, 1, and router 1. Let's save it. So now it's going to go to this IP address. So that one should work now. Oscar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oscar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still not working. Services. Oh, the service is off. That's why. Okay. So now it should work. Oscar. Oop. That's not going to be Oscar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. We were able to log in. Now let's see if we are able to telnet as well, since we configured that telnet. Let's go to telnet 210.1.1.1. Oscar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we go. There's no password set, so I have to configure that enable password so I can be able to go to the enable mode, right? So if we go here and we go to config T, enable, let's enable secret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. Now let's go back and telnet again. If we do enable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now that works. So let's try it again. Exit. Let's do telnet. Oscar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now it is working. So we have configure VTP, STP mode, PortFast, BPDU guard, Pagp, LACP, 802.1x, and also DHCP snooping as well. So we have not configured the DHCP snooping, I'm sorry. So in the next video, what I want to do is configure the DHCP snooping, okay? Since this video got a little bit longer, and I also want to talk about more about DHCP snooping, okay? So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys enjoy me making all these errors that I made, and because the errors just make you better, so you can troubleshoot what's going on, why it wasn't working, and how you can get it to work. So that's good. That's a good lab. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.